bargaining reminds me of all those street vendors and me buying something, but you elevated it to another extent completely. Well, now on to the next speaker. I once thought that a good speaker is someone who can conceal those small little falsity in their speeches. But then I came to Toastmasters. It was my first day. I had this person who was about to give a speech. His speech was an acceptance speech for a fictitious award in a fictitious award-winning ceremony. And there I was, knowing that every word that this gentleman spoke was completely fictitious, and yet I bought every word of it. And it was then I realized that how you can fall into that beautifully woven story when a real good speaker does that. It's really ironic. I start my journey over here in Toastmasters, and this is his very last speech over here. Please welcome Toastmaster Venu. He's beginning his journey with ACS on the title Fear from the Manual Public Relations. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Dominic, to read out the objectives.
Good evening to all once again. Toastmaster Venugopal will be giving his ACS 1, which will be goodwill speech. His objectives are as follows. Prepare a talk that will build goodwill to your organization by supplying useful information of interest to the audience. Favorably influence the audience by the skillful and friendly delivery of your talk. Timer to note, time is 7 to 9 minutes.
It was the day of the elocution contest. I was prepared with my speech. I memorized the entire script, and that day I was extremely keen on getting the award. To getting that award which had my name on it, to take it back home and to put it up there on that shelf, which was filled with awards won by my brother. It was time. It was time that I stepped out of my introvert shoes and became more like my brother. Why? Why? Because my brother could interact and mingle with others much more freely, and I craved for it. I could hear my name being called on stage. The backstage was dark, the stage was even dimmer, and there was a spotlight right there in the middle of the stage where I was meant to be. I walked slowly into that spotlight and I stood there. I stood there for almost half a minute, which seemed more like an hour to me, not realizing that I was standing there holding the mic and my entire body was trembling and shivering. I had a terrified look on my face. The moment where fear and panic just engulfs you altogether and your legs start growing weak. How many of you have had such an experience at some point in your life? All of you. This is why public speaking is rated close to that of the fear of death. Almost 10 years down the line, even today, that memory of that contest is extremely clear in my mind. I remember coming back to my senses when I saw a few girls sitting in the audience giggle watching me on stage. I remember running off the stage, running to the back of the auditorium, and I took a seat in a corner and I watched. I watched with tears down my eyes as my brother came on stage yet again after a few contestants for the senior category, and he came back home with the award yet again. I promised myself that never again, never ever again will I step on stage for a public speaking event, or for that matter in front of any crowd and speak and humiliate myself, because this was not my cup of tea and I was just an introvert at heart. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is A V Venugopal and I'm still pretty much an introvert deep down at heart. Things haven't changed so much. But I stand here today as a decent speaker who is able to convey his thoughts and emotions to the audience quite well, who is able to make his girlfriend laugh over the phone at times, which I feel is an achievement by itself, and able to listen to people much better than what I once used to. And I feel that I've shaped up reasonably well from the person I was back then. And I'm extremely glad that I broke the promise and I got back on stage, because I decided to become an extroverted introvert, to reach out to the world at the same time to be who I am inside. And what I am today is largely because of, no, not Toastmasters, but because of the choices I made in my life. The very same choices which almost all of you sitting here have. The choice whether to stay in your comfort zone or to step out of it. For me, this choice came in the form of opportunities right from school level. Choices which I just ran away from because I was not tenacious enough to overcome the qualities I had. Choices which I did not look back at twice because I felt that I was inferior to most of the people around me back then. I felt that I was the smallest kid in class, which I was, till about my 10th standard. I felt that I was the darkest kid in class, which again I was. I felt that I was a kid who spoke extremely poor English in class, and sadly, there I was again. I was happy to be where I was, doing what I did, and I was just happy being there. These choices came again in the form of another opportunity in the form of Gavel Club, an offshoot of Toastmasters, targeted at high school students. And this time, for some reason, my dad, who had just read this article about Gavel Club, just pushed me into it. I hated going to the Gavel Club meetings because it was pretty much like the Toastmasters meetings with a lot of tied-up people, a lot of rules and regulations, and every reason to hate it. And I would rather just sit through the meeting, get done with it, and go home. Because again, I was the smallest kid, the darkest, and the one who spoke extremely poor English. However, after a lot of months, a lot of pushing by a lot of seniors, I eventually gave my very first speech, my CC1, wherein I had to shock through this huge icebreaker, an ice which I had with myself. After the CC1, my journey began. I left the Gavel Club almost a year later because I had to shift cities, and almost 7 years down the line, I came across the Toastmasters Club here in L&T, in this very same company that I joined right after college. Looking back right now, almost 2 years and leading this company, I realized that joining this club has been one of the best decisions in my life because it has impacted me a lot. And this is the very same reason that I keep texting any new member in the WhatsApp group of our club that this is going to be the best decision in your life that you'll never regret, and to just grab all the opportunities that come your way. To speak about opportunities in Toastmasters is more like the Sheldon Cooper of Big Bang Theory. It just does not go away from you. It just sits there and keeps knocking at your door, not just once, it keeps knocking till you just open the door and let it in. You are meant to take an opportunity and you'll be forced to take one here at Toastmasters. Apart from the strong friendships made over the years with people of different age groups, it's been more like attending stand-up comedy sessions and inspirational TED Talks, which are both paid events, but here guests get to come and attend it for free, absolute free. What else do you want? That way you get an escape from the office. So you come here, sit for the session, and you go back taking a lot of things, a lot of paining of stomach because of the humorous speeches, a lot of things for your life, a lot of information and whatnot. After one such session, I remember a particular guest who's still here in the audience, who gave a feedback a few months back that he looks forward to coming to these meetings, which happen once a week, because he felt that at this 1.5 hours, he felt that he learns much more than the 7 to 8 hours he sat at office for the rest of the day for the rest of the week. Something which all the Toastmasters here reflect in their mind. We live in a world where 85% of our success, fortunately or unfortunately, goes to our presentation skills, and only 15% goes to the technical skills. All of us know that. Here at Toastmasters, we step into the room, keeping out our egos, our cadders, our seniority. We come, share our experiences, our stories, and we give feedback about each other, and we possibly take a feedback. Feedback, which is something which is very critical in your shaping, and is extremely hard to get in today's world. Why? Because you know deep down that in today's world, you even fear to give a genuine feedback to your dear friend. Think back the last time you got a genuine feedback on how to present, or how to improve the way you spoke, or the way you presented yourself. To speak was something, to evaluate was something else, but what I loved the most and what I learned a lot from was mentoring. Mentoring wherein in the club, when you become a senior, you are assigned a junior who is just freshly joined in the club. And you start sharing whatever you have picked up on the way with them, not that you have mastered all the things that you could have learned by then, like Master Sheet 2 or something, but you start sharing the knowledge. And by sharing the knowledge, you end up re-looking at all the objectives, all the things you have learned with a fresh pair of eyes, and you learn a lot more. You start listening to their perspectives, their ideas, and you realize how you could have written the speech much better seeing them write. At the end, they start correcting you, and the learning is mutual. Friends, it is a lot of satisfaction when you come here on stage, overcoming your fear and you speak. When you get a feedback from a guest, a random person, that how much they loved your speech, or they had tears in their eyes, or they were emotionally shaken by your speech. It gives a lot of satisfaction. But the kind of satisfaction you get as a mentor when you sit back there and watch the person you help, at least a little, come here on stage, get appreciated, get to overcome their fear, that satisfaction when you see the way that people look up with them on stage and you realize that you have been a small ounce in their journey, that satisfaction cannot be explained in simple words. Along with the speech track, you have the leadership track in Toastmasters, wherein you have a lot of opportunities at the club, the area, the district, division level, anywhere you go. You get to meet people from different communities, different backgrounds, different companies, hundreds of people. You get to make friends and network with them, which has helped me and a lot of you sitting over here in our lives, even outside Toastmasters. This choice to join a particular club, the family, this choice to step out and taste something else has made all the difference in many of our lives. Completing my journey here in Toastmasters, I feared that this journey will end in a few weeks, but I was extremely happy and excited when I saw that there was a club right next to my college where I'm going for my master's in Italy. I was extremely excited. You might think that I'm eccentric, but that's the kind of feeling that you get induced into you with time. Every time I come on stage, I stop for a moment, I smile, and I look back at myself standing there in the dark stage under that spotlight, and I smile as that ounce of fear that strikes me, and I start speaking. Because you always have a choice whether to stay in there or to step out. To step out and go into the deep seas and cast a big fish, because a big fish does taste much better. One thing is for certain, that डर के आगे जीत है. So ask yourself, what kind of a person are you?